How's it going, YouTube? My name is Ari and welcome back to Blue Lion Finance. For those of you tuning in for the very first time, Blue Lion Finance is all about dividend investing as well as my personal journey to $100,000 tucked away within my Vanguard brokerage account. Now, while this week has seen plenty of volatility thus far, the week is not over, a lot of uncertainty. However, I'm happy to report back that as of today, my account has $65,564.93 within it. So we are moving right along. In today's video, I want to go ahead and share with you all one particular company that not only paid me out a dividend at the very beginning of this week, but a company that is incredibly, insanely undervalued. And to wrap this video up, I'm gonna go ahead and share with you all some of the position increases I've taken throughout this week when it comes to the 5 companies that I am hyper focused on for 2021. Now, as always, just before we begin, if you could ever so kindly tap on that thumbs up button, it will greatly help me out on this journey. And of course, I would love to have you on this journey with me. So if you haven't already, go ahead and tap on that subscribe button while you're at it. With all of that being said, let's go ahead and get right to it. Woo! There is nothing like waking up in the morning, grabbing your cell phone to look at the time, but seeing a notification that reads you got paid last night while you were sleeping for doing absolutely nothing. Now, that is exactly what happened to me at the onset of this week, thanks to an investment that I have in a particular company. It is literally the gift, the miracle of passive income. So the big company I want to reveal to you all is Omnicom Group, ticker symbol OMC. Now, Omnicom Group is a New York-based global marketing and corporate communications beast. They were established in 1986, so of course they have been here for a very long time, very well established, and I only foresee them sticking around for a long time to come. They are primarily focused on brand advertising, public relations, customer relationship management, and media planning. But here's the deal, here's why I love them so much. They have over 5,000 clients and they are operating in over 70 different countries, which is absolutely insane. They are one of these companies that are almost just too big to fail, which is exactly why I wanted to jump into Omnicom Group. They pay out a dividend, of course, which originally attracted me. But when I began to really understand that they are a well-established, advertising industry leader, that made me really excited because I know that they're gonna be performing well into the future. So you may not have heard of Omnicom Group, but I bet you if I just list off some of their top clients, you got Procter & Gamble, you got AT&T, you got Barclays, and of course New York Times. These are some of their biggest clients. I'm sure you've heard of those names, and I'm sure you have seen Omnicom Group's work. So this all leads me into talking about why I got invested in Omnicom Group. Now, of course, the original attraction was because they are known to pay out dividends at a high yield, but moreover, just like many of the stocks that I added into my portfolio at the onset of 2020 with those March lows, Omnicom Group really attracted me. Now, as somebody who used to work in ad sales, one of the things that I began to understand is when there is chaos, right? A lot of fear in the minds of business owners, one of the very first things that you do as a business owner is you look at your budget and you ask yourself, where can I cut costs? Now, unfortunately, for whatever reason, instead of business owners looking at different segments of their business and where they can cut costs, where it may be more effective to cut costs, a lot of business owners look at those budgets and say, you know what, let's go ahead and scratch out our marketing and advertising campaigns. Now, maybe I have a biased view, but it has always been good business practice for me, despite what is going on. You consistently not only need to retain your old customers, but you need to be consistently bringing in new customers. So for whatever reason, a lot of these businesses do away with their marketing and advertising campaigns, which is exactly what has impacted Omnicom Group so much. So going back to January 2020, I know you all don't want to go there, but let's just jump back in time for one quick second. Omnicom Group was priced around $80 per share. Now, by the time all the pandemic news came out and all the chaos really started, stock began to take a nosedive. Their stock didn't entirely hit a ground zero for them. It was trading horizontally for a while, and then came October. In October, Omnicom Group had a 42% drop from their previous March highs, which is insane to think about, right? And there's a reason why that happened. Some of the companies began to scale back on their marketing and advertising campaigns. Omnicom Group has about 50% of their revenue coming in from advertising, brand advertising alone. So that is a massive chunk. When a lot of those companies started to scale back on marketing and advertising, they didn't scale back 100%, right? They scaled back maybe 50%, 25%. And then come October, when a lot of these businesses realize, hey, like this virus isn't going away as quick as we thought, they really started to scale back. They took a lot of their money out of their marketing and advertising campaigns, and boom, Omnicom Group drops 42% to hit a low of around $46 per share. Now that is right around the time in which I decided to buy. So I did make some money, of course, now from the rebound because their stock has gone back up, but it is not fully recovered. So it remains an incredible opportunity for investors to jump in and get this stock while it is on sale. As of right now, Omnicom Group is about 20% below their previous March highs. So like I said, still a great time for an investor to jump in, not only take advantage of getting into an investment with a dividend aristocrat, right? So a company who has been paying out dividends for at least 25 consecutive years, but with a company that is going to rebound and then of course launch even higher post-pandemic. So as I mentioned, Omnicom Group is a dividend aristocrat. They've been paying dividends for 30 years. They have a strong dividend yield. Not only that, but I want to share with you this. Omnicom Group is among one of the favorite or communication sector giants that a lot of hedge funds invest money in. So Omnicom Group shows up in about 34 hedge funds, which if you know anything about hedge funds, those are where the big boys jump in with a lot of the money and of course are expecting a wild return. So enough about Omnicom Group and all the whys and the whats and the hows. I want to get into the brass tacks, right? So how much did they actually pay me? How many shares do I have? And what really is my plan? With only 9 shares of Omnicom Group, they sent me a paycheck for $5.85. I know many of you are probably sitting there saying,
well, Ari, $5.85 isn't that much money.
And you're absolutely correct. It's not that much money in the spectrum of all of my returns. However, you have to look at the bigger picture. I am not only invested in Omnicom Group because of the dividends, but I'm invested in Omnicom Group because they were an undervalued company when I originally invested with them. So I got invested in those October lows, and then now here I am holding on to it and experience a $125 gain. Unrealized gain up until this point, but a gain nonetheless, and I'm only going to be holding on to Omnicom Group for a long time to come, if not increasing my position with them. So all I really have to say here is a favorite quote of mine by Warren Buffett. It's price is what you pay and value is what you get. And Omnicom Group is offering a ton of value for their current stock price. So definitely recommend jumping in if you're looking to get involved with the Dividend Aristocrat. And just before we wrap this video up, I'll go ahead and keep to my promise and revealing to you some of the updates that I've made in my portfolio when it comes to increasing my positions with the 5 companies that I am hyper focused on for 2021. As mentioned at the very beginning of this video, we've experienced a lot of volatility this week. So I've increased my position with Apple. As Apple fell below $130, I added 5 shares, bringing my share count to 50 total shares of Apple. I increased my position with Realty Income, another personal favorite. Realty Income is a REIT, real estate investment trust. And I went ahead to buy 5 shares in total of Realty Income, bringing my share count to 33 shares. Now I still have J&J in my portfolio and I'm watching J&J for a dip. Right now they're currently sitting around $158 to $160 per share price, and I want them to actually fall below 150, which is then when I will go ahead and invest probably $1,000 or so into J&J. Then we have Brookfield Renewable Partners, where I also had 28 shares and increased my position to 33 shares, getting ready for that Joe Biden presidency and green revolution that I foresee ahead of us. And last but not least, Southern Company has taken a slight hit. It is a utility play that I'm going to continue to increase my position with, but as of right now, only 7 shares. And that concludes today's video. So if you like what you heard, you learned something new, please ever so frantically just go ahead and tap on that thumbs up button. If you have not subscribed to this channel already, I want to go ahead and seriously invite you for the ride of your life by joining me in the ride to $100,000. So go ahead, tap on that subscribe button while you're at it. And until the next video, I will see you all there.